Have you ever wondered what it would take to double your production speed? It sounds like one of those promises you see on a billboard that seems too good to be true. But over the past 40 years, we've helped manufacturers improve their production processes by replacing manual assembly methods with custom die-cut components. In many cases, that change has resulted in faster production, greater consistency, and lower cost. So, in this video, we're going to explain what high-volume die cutting actually is, how it can reduce manufacturing costs, when it makes sense to use it, and when it doesn't. Most people have probably seen a small craft die cutter or even used one themselves for scrapbooking or hobby projects. While those machines technically perform die cutting, they're nowhere near the same scale as industrial converting. Industrial converters produce thousands or even millions of die cut parts every day. Depending on the material, part geometry, tolerances, and production requirements, converters use different die cutting methods to maximize efficiency while maintaining quality. Many manufacturers still rely on manual or semi-manual processes, such as using a clicker press, similar to the small craft die cutter we mentioned previously. But as production volumes increase, those manual steps fail in comparison to automated die cutting. Most production die-cut parts require a custom tool. Depending on the complexity of the design, tooling can range anywhere from a few $100s to well over $10,000. Fortunately, tooling is usually a one-time investment. Once the tool is built, it can produce a large quantity of parts over its lifetime. And at Strauss, we handle routine maintenance like tool sharpening to make sure that your tool lasts. An essential cost is labor. Labor typically represents about 20 to 30% of a converting quote. This includes machine setup, testing, running production, inspection, and machine breakdown after the job is complete. What's interesting is that the costs for labor remain relatively constant regardless of whether you're making 5,000 parts or 500,000 parts. Material is usually the largest cost driver. In many die cutting projects, material accounts for 70 to 80% of the total manufacturing cost. As the volume increases, material costs can increase up to 90 to 95%. But it's important that you don't select the cheapest materials because different materials behave differently during manufacturing. Thicker materials, highly elastic foams, or specialty films may require more complex processing and can generate additional setup waste. Another main cost factor is your production volume. Volume is one of the biggest reasons manufacturers see lower per part costs with die cutting. Since tooling is generally a one-time purchase and labor stays relatively constant, producing more parts spreads those fixed costs across a much larger quantity. Material purchasing also becomes more favorable at higher volumes. Many suppliers offer better pricing once certain purchasing thresholds are reached, which is why converters often provide quotes at multiple production quantities. As products become established and demand stabilizes, many manufacturers transition into stock order programs. Producing larger quantities less frequently often reduces the cost per part even further. Another factor that affects cost is part geometry. This is where designing for manufacturability becomes important. The goal is to make a part only as complex as it needs to be. Engineers often adjust features, simplify geometries, or slightly modify tolerances to create parts that perform the same function while being easier and less expensive to manufacture. Closely related to part geometry are tolerances and quality requirements. Some parts require extremely tight dimensional tolerances. Those tighter specifications often require more advanced inspection systems, cameras, measurement equipment, and additional quality checks throughout production. First, it increases application speed by delivering ready-to-use parts that can be applied much faster than manually cut materials. Second, it reduces the number of production steps by combining multiple manufacturing operations into a single finished component. Third, it lowers labor requirements by eliminating repetitive manual cutting, trimming, and assembly tasks. Fourth, it reduces material waste by producing consistent parts with optimized material utilization. Fifth, it improves consistency and reduces defects by manufacturing identical parts with every production run. Finally, it scales efficiently for high volume production, driving down cost per part as order quantities increase. But despite all these advantages, die cutting isn't always the right solution. If you're producing very low quantities, the upfront tooling investment may outweigh the production savings. Fortunately, that doesn't mean you have to wait until you're producing hundreds of thousands of parts. Many converters offer rapid prototyping services using laser cutting or digital cutting technologies. Because these methods don't require hard tooling, they're ideal for producing smaller quantities while keeping costs manageable. If you're still changing materials, adjusting dimensions, or refining your design, purchasing production tooling too early can become very expensive. Laser cutting and digital cutting allows engineers to make design revisions quickly without purchasing new tools every time something changes. Once the design is finalized and production volumes begin increasing, transitioning into traditional die cutting becomes much more cost-effective. Even if you're still early in development, it's often worthwhile to involve a converter sooner rather than later. They can help optimize your design for future manufacturing before expensive decisions are locked in. To know if die cutting is right for your project, ask yourself these questions. Are you producing parts at moderate or high volumes? Is your assembly process heavily manual or inconsistent? Are you assembling multiple individual components that could potentially be combined into one die cut part? Are you paying different suppliers for operations like slitting, printing, cutting, laminating, or packaging that could potentially be consolidated into one? And are labor costs or material waste becoming larger problems as production grows? If you answered yes to any of those questions, it may be time to talk with a converter. At the end of the day, die cutting isn't just about cutting materials into custom shapes. It's about designing smarter manufacturing processes that improve speed, consistency, quality, and cost. If you'd like to learn more about die cutting, manufacturing optimizations, or adhesive converting, be sure to check out our Learning Center for articles and videos, or you can always reach out to us to talk about a specific project. Thanks for watching.